Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Shankly Session, the Liverpool podcast we bring you each and every week. Tonight we're bringing you an Arsenal versus Liverpool preview. Massive game for both clubs. Coming to you 4:30 this Sunday, the Super Sunday from the Emirates. Arteta versus Klopp. Um, a partnership that's been a little bit feisty in the past. So let's see what comes out of this one. Obviously, let's look at Arsenal coming into the back of this top of the pile. 21 points from a possible 24, only losing those 3 points to Man United. In fantastic form, players playing absolutely brilliant. Arteta on top of his game, and news coming out this week as well that a number of contract extensions are being offered to the likes of Saka and Martinelli and stuff like that. So it couldn't be any better news in terms of being a gooner at the moment. You couldn't be more happier, I think, with the team or the manager at the moment. Um, that's in stark contrast to Liverpool, who are languishing ninth in the table, have had multiple issues on multiple levels all season, haven't really hit their stride and have struggled. Play seems like it's an absolute chore, albeit they had a very good result against Rangers during the week with a change of formation from the gaffer to a 4-2-3-1, change of personnel, loading up the front, with Thiago and Hendo anchoring in the midfield. But let's see what comes of it this Sunday. This is a massive 3 points. Arsenal will feel very buoyant going into this one. Normally, the Gunners would sit back and go, this is probably one where we'll drop points and stuff like that. And in the past, history will tell you that it is, and we will get into that. But not this time. Arsenal very, very strong at the moment, scoring goals for fun, coming off the back of a fantastic win against Tottenham, where they really absolutely battered Spurs. We're coming in probably off a bad result against Brighton, but a much better result against Rangers during the week. Thank God we had a midweek game to resolve some of the issues that we felt we had against Brighton. But certainly we have really, really struggled in the league this season, and I hope that the Rangers game and the formation change and the personnel change is something that may continue and won't be abandoned. My only concern, of course, is in the midfield. When we play that 4-2-3-1, I think the likes of Partey and Xhaka might potentially be able to overrun Hendo and Thiago. But let's see. Current form at the moment, Arsenal 5 wins and 1 loss. What a start for them this season. Absolutely top of the pile with 21 points. And deservedly so, have played some brilliant football. Liverpool 2 wins, 3 draws and 1 loss. Again, the draws costing us the points all the time, and that 1 loss against, of course, our rivals Man United. Not dissimilar to Arsenal, who also lost to Man United. So when you look at this Arsenal team, you think like it can be got at. I mean, United got at them playing those balls over the top and stuff like that for Rashford to run onto and stuff like that. And the question is, could we deploy the same kind of tactics with Diaz on one side and Salah on the other side? We know the pace that we have. And then maybe Jota and Nunez in the middle there causing a bit of trouble. Could they kind of get up the back of Gabriel or something like that? We know he can be got at. And certainly he's capable of giving away a moment of madness, as Darren calls it. So he might be the one that we could be targeting with Nunez or with Jota. Likewise, Nunez is going to have to be careful because they might target him after his reaction last time and getting banned for 3 games after headbutting someone. So we know he wears his heart on his sleeve, but he's going to have to be really, really careful in there with Saliba and with Gabriel. Saliba, of course, has been absolutely outrageous, stunning, arguably one of the best defenders, if not the best defender so far in the league this season that we have seen. Absolutely incredible. Team news for Arsenal: Reece Nelson is out, Mohamed Elneny is out, and Emil Smith-Rowe is out, and Zinchenko has a calf injury, so they're not sure whether he's going to make it or not. For Liverpool, the Ox is out, Keita is still out, and Curtis Jones is still out. But everyone, as far as I know, other than that, is available for selection. The predicted lineup for Arsenal: Ramsdale, Tierney, Gabriel, Saliba, White, Xhaka, Partey, Martinelli, Vieira, Saka, and Jesus. Very, very strong going forward. nice and solid in midfield and solid enough at the back. So where the threats are going to come from, we have to be really, really careful. Obviously, Xhaka is having a fantastic season as well. What a turnaround Arteta has done on that man. He's gone from being right at the gate or just about out the gate to being arguably their best player this season. Partey back in there as well, pulling the strings. We've seen how vital he can be as well, and the goal that he took the other day against Spurs was outstanding. Martinelli, of course, will try and give Trent a torturous time. So Trent will have to be very careful about that, especially in the early stages of the game. Don't want to pick up a needless booking early on, so you're going to have to be really, really careful. Likewise, on the other side with Costas, he's going to have to be really careful with Saka making those runs. And of course, the new boy, the little lad that everyone said was too small, Prison Break's own teabag, Fabio Vieira. They were singing his name last time. A small lad, he absolutely lit it up and got a really good goal. And of course, we know the quality of Jesus and what he can do. We've seen it last weekend, and we've seen it already this season when he's getting a run on the team. He's absolutely outstanding. If you look at Liverpool, I don't think I'm hoping the gaffer doesn't make too many changes, but this is what you're looking at. Probably the exact same setup as the other night against Rangers. And if it's working for you and it's giving you a bit of control, why would you change it? Now, obviously, Arsenal are a much higher level than Rangers. But again, if it's reaped its reward and it gave you that bit of control and composure and stuff like that, and allowed people to sit nicely into their positions and stuff like that, and give you that bit of confidence, why not? Nunez up the top could be a bit of a handful both for Saliba and Gabriel. Could lead to either some set pieces and stuff like that for Trent or a potential penalty. Jota, of course, will get in around him and annoy the hell out of him as he does. Put in a great shift the other night against Rangers, was absolutely fantastic. We know the threat that Salah and Diaz post, so that's going to be very interesting for Tierney. And for who's on the other side, Tierney and Ben White. So that should be interesting. The real concern for me is Thiago and Hendo there in the middle of the park up against Partey and Xhaka, and probably with Vieira there as well. Will there be enough in those two to take on those two boys who have been absolutely outstanding this season? Certainly two boys that have stood out along with Saliba and stuff like that. But the whole Arsenal team has stood out this season. So it couldn't be a better time to be playing us. I'm sure Arsenal fans will probably tell you they're dying to get us to the Emirates right now and stuff like that. But I mean, in order for us to get our season back on track and get it going again and find ourselves in some sort of a title race again, we're going to have to take 3 points off Arsenal on Sunday. A draw is no good to us. And we're probably going to have to take 3 points next week off City as well. A draw would be no good to us. Otherwise, we'll find ourselves very quickly in the top 4 race, and the title race will be out of sight. But hopefully we can bring some of that form from the Rangers game in with us. We've seen with the Bournemouth game when we smashed them 9-0, we came out and we were absolutely awful the following weeks and stuff like that. So it hasn't proven it that way. It'd be interesting to see if the gaffer maintains the formation that he did against Rangers, or is he going to tweak it slightly, or is he going to keep the same personnel even? Let's see what he goes with that. Had a quick look at the betting, and again we look at the contrast in the betting again. Looked at the betting on Boyle Sports, of course. Arsenal 8-5, the draw is 12-5, and Liverpool are 8-5. So in terms of the betting, they're saying that nothing is separating these two teams at the moment. Nothing except 11 points and 8 places or 9 places in the league. So it's strange that I'm sure they're looking at the betting in terms of Liverpool, that Liverpool could show up and put on a performance and have been very good at the Emirates over the last few years. But Arsenal are in scintillating form at the moment, coming off the back of a huge North London derby win to keep them top of the pile and stuff like that. So they'll be hunting down to 3 points to stay top of the league ahead of Man City. We'll be looking at the 3 points to get us back into some sort of a top 4 and a title race with a bit of luck. But really, really surprising odds there from Boyle Sports, considering the gulf from both teams in terms of performances this season. But I'm sure they know that with the personnel that Liverpool have on any given day, like the Bournemouth game, they can turn up and really turn it on. Looking at a prediction, and it doesn't help us either, but I think this is going to end up being a 2-2 draw. Not often that I'm back against my team and stuff like that, but I don't think the draw really helps us in any way. And I think if Arsenal the draw as well, I think it'll be a weekend where we see Man City go top of the league and they could be there for a while. But that's my prediction in the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think the score will be, what the lineups will be. Will the gaffer stick to the formation that bared fruit against Rangers? Will he stick not only with the formation but with the same personnel? Can we get 3 points off Arsenal on Sunday? We have to go all out to get it. We can't afford to be coming away from there with another draw in the league, being so far off the pace at the moment. 11 points in total is a huge amount with only 7 or 8 games played. We do have a game in hand as well on Arsenal, so if we could, that's against Chelsea, of course, as well, which isn't going to be an easy game either. They're starting to show some signs of form. They're absolutely scintillating last night in the Champions League in a really tough game against AC Milan. So they're showing some of that steely Potter kind of way about them and stuff like that to get results and stuff like that. So let's see what happens. I will be back on Sunday evening with a match reaction and player ratings. I hope that it goes our way. But at the moment, I'm thinking probably a 2-2 draw. There will be goals. There's no doubt there'll be goals in this game with the level of talent that both teams have. The question is, can one outscore the other? But yeah, we'll be back Sunday evening with that. Also, join us later this evening at 9 o'clock. We'll be bringing you Thursday Tier Talk, where we'll be going through a wrap up of all the European results. We'll also be giving you a preview for the Premier League. We'll be giving you our tips and picks for Beat the Bookie. And we'll be talking about Haaland and asking the question, how do you set up against this guy? How do you stop him? This guy is a monster. Out again last night, another 2 goals. 19 goals, I think it is, so far this season in all competitions. The man is an absolute machine. But what can some of the top teams in the Premier League do to stop this man and halt City's run with this guy? Until next time, if you want to contact the show, at Sessions Shankly on Twitter, at the Upper Tier Podcast, gmail.com. And you'll also find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Till next time, Reds, fingers crossed for Sunday.